So yeah, with that, next we have a relative here from Musqueam Territory, Alec Dan, to share with all of us some uplifting words. I don't know how he feels about me calling him an elder, but I called him an elder on the poster. But he's definitely one of our leaders and role models and people that a lot of our people turn to the knowledge he carries of the people who he comes from. So he has a few minutes here to share with us, and then Koso Wolfpack will be back to sing with you all. Thank you.
Haichkasiyam. It's an honor for me to be here with you today. Once again, thank North West Indigenous Council to get this going. It's to share a little bit of where we're located, the Coast Salish territory, and the day that we're celebrating the winter solstice. We at this time of the year we move some of our ceremonies into our longhouse to carry on our culture, our teachings. One of the ways that we get to relieve our, uplift our own spirits with the medicine of song and dance. We also, part of our ceremonies, the naming, memorial, that we do, also moved into our longhouse. And how that come about into our longhouses was we weren't allowed to practice our culture, our namings, our weddings, our memorials. Those type of ceremonies used to happen during the spring and summer months. But when the foreigners come across the water, they tried to ban us from practicing our culture, so our ancestors and our elders of that era went behind closed doors and moved a lot of our ceremonies into the longhouse in the winter months. So me personally, I always give thanks, even though we weren't allowed to practice our ceremonies, our elders were thinking, well, we still need to take care of ourselves. So we always give thanks to our elders and ancestors of that time on what they did, move the season, move the location into our longhouse. So that's, one of the things that always, give thanks to the Creator also for guiding our people. So when we and our ceremonies, usually happen, the big ceremonies, again, the namings, memorials, happen on weekends, Saturday or so. And we get different people from different areas of the Coast Salish territory. One of the things I always share is when a host family gets ready, I'll share, a naming ceremony. When the host family gets ready, they think of about 40 to 60 individuals to help them participate. with the ceremony on escorting their family and loved ones out. And then they do a lot of research on the names that they're going to share with their family. And if there's other extended family that share that name, they ask them to be there too, to witness and have permission to use that name. Really big responsibility to host a dance, a potlatch, a feast. In the Coast Salish territory, we call it a dance. But to the Europeans and foreigners, to us, they know it as a potlatch. And actually, when a part of that Indian Act was the ban of the potlatch, what I was talking about, weren't allowed to practice our culture. So when that ban of the potlatch come to us, and along with that Indian Act, and that regulation was just lifted and removed, I think it was 1965. So, you know, so we're so lucky and grateful that we get to, especially me and my family, we practice our culture not only in the winter time but other seasons of the year also. And it's so wonderful that we get to, that a lot of the cultural teachings and ceremonies and protocol is coming back to our people. We lost it for a little while. But, you know, going back to our ceremony, the dance, right from car parkers, ushers to sit our visitors down, firemen. Most of our longhouses in the Coast Salish territory are open fires, and if not, wood stove. So we ask, you know, a few individuals to keep the fire going, to keep our visitors that travel great distances, to keep them warm and comfortable while they're here witnessing the ceremony. And then we have a MC, a speaker we call them, to be the voice for our people. This is what the winter solstice means to me, you know, is that we get to travel to different longhouses throughout Coast Salish territory to witness other families' work that they have on their heart and mind that they want to do. And then me and my family alone, we've got asked to participate one way or another to be a part of that work. And when we get asked to be a part of that work, it's such an honor that they thought of us as one of the individuals, because there's other people that do the same similar things that we do, whether it be a speaker, other ceremonial dances and songs, asked to sing a certain ceremonial song or asked to dance a certain ceremony regalia. So it's really such an honor, you know, to be asked to participate in their work, naming again, you know. And the reason why we set those dates for a Saturday between now and March, we so other people from different nations can come and witness what's on the host family's mind and heart again. Our longhouse in Humasquim sits probably about 600 people, and when a host family, you know, sets the table, Like that's one of the responsibilities as the host family. They got to feed all the visitors also. So they ask a cook and helpers to feed them and throughout the day. When we ask those individuals to help us, we're also taught that we have to spoil them because they're taking time out of their personal lives to come and be with us to witness their work. So when we set that date, we start saving and think of each and every individual that we ask to help participate, kind of figure out who they are, their personality, and then get them special gifts. And then also on top of those gifts, we give them tela, we call it, the foreign currency to us as Indigenous people, the Canadian money currency, so they can make their way back home safely to their family and loved ones. Host family might ask a few individuals from the Fraser Valley, from Vancouver Island, from down the States. So we think of all of those transportation pretty much like giving our shirt off our own back to them if we had to, because they took time out of their lives to come and be with us. So it's such a wonderful experience, hosting a ceremony, a dance, and it's also such an honor to host or be a part. Such an honor to ask to be a part of their ceremony also. And even before we got introduced to this currency that we use today, the tela, the money, we used to make handmade gifts, to really thank them and appreciate them coming out for me and my family, And it's a whole day event, people start showing up 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Other people don't leave, the longhouse and make their way home until, 10 p.m., midnight, going on to the next morning, Sunday morning. And a part of that is a lot of the people get initiated and they all come and sing their song, their medicine, we call it. So when I hear of the words winter solstice, that's what I think, especially my family, my kids and grandchildren, the older grandchildren, they get excited because some of our family have their own songs and dances and they share with other people. Us that have our own songs and dances we're told that we're not only medicine to heal ourselves with that song and dance, but we're medicine for people that don't wear the paint and don't have those songs and dances, to sing for them, uplift their heart, uplift their spirit. And then, the older grandchildren, we teach them how to sing. You've seen all my grandchildren, right from, the youngest ones, just a year old, I think, just turned a year. We have 17 grandchildren from 1 year old, oh no, younger, Nicola, yeah. Up to 21, I think Katisha's the oldest. So me and my Stottless are so lucky that we have such a big family, cultural, traditional family, that we not only practice our winter ceremonies, but we practice the big drum, the powwow. Some of the family sings the big drum and most of the family dances, hunting, fishing. We're so lucky that we get to carry on all those cultural traditions. Go hunting during the fall and now, prepare for the rest of the winter. Also the summer, go fishing and prepare for the winter months. It's once again, it's such an honor to be here to share a little bit of who we are as Salish people. And again, going back to the naming ceremony, the dance, we're always told that to go broke, save money, and if you know how to work with your hands, make stuff, handmade, gifts, we really spoil those ones that we ask to come and participate. And at the end of the day, the host family, such a wonderful heart, uplifted, especially when you receive a name. Some of us, don't receive names until old men and women. Some of us don't even receive names. So us that receive names, such an honor because we're there representing another way that we're representing our family, our elders, and our ancestors that have passed on. Me and my family were so lucky and grateful that we all have ancestral names. And when we receive those names, we're told that we're representing all of those with us. We're not standing alone. We also not to disrespect and continue showing that love and respect to those family members that had those names before us, behind us. So we got to fill those shoes, find out who those individuals are, the family connection, me, my mom, so on and so forth, go through the family tree. Get to know that individual and try and walk in his boots, his shoes, being a good example like how he was or how she was, So just to share a little bit of who we are. Again, such an honor for me to be here, not only being the voice for my family that here performing for you, but my family from Humatquim, my elders, ancestors, our community, our Salish community. In the Salish territory from the Fraser Valley down here to Vancouver, and then from Squamish up in the Howe Sound down to just about Seattle, and then on Vancouver Island from Nanaimo down to Victoria. So it gives you a general idea of how large the Salish territory is. And there's a few different Hulkaminum, Hunkaminum, Helkaminum dialects of the Salish language. But it all intertwines, works together. We all share the territories for different resources. Again, just to share a little bit of who we are. And that's so wonderful that we get to be out here like this now in the public to share, that going back to that Indian Act, we weren't allowed to practice our culture. We weren't allowed to speak our language. Got put in residential schools. We weren't allowed to gather in groups of more than 3 people or more. And if we did any of those, we got punished one way or another. So our elders that participated unwillingly to be a part of the residential school. They were so scared that we, as this young generation, would get punished, that they really didn't get to share with the Punitan people. Didn't get to share, you know, who we are as Hwalmuk people. But being a part of, you know, encouraging our elders and our people that it's okay to share with them, to let them know that we're still here as Hwalmuk people. So with that, thank you once again for asking me to be here to share a little bit of who we are. Me and my grandson here, one of my grandsons. So I'll turn the floor back over to my family, Tsatsi Stelkaya, Coastal Wolfpack, share a few more songs and dances. Haichka Siem. Haichka.